Jordan Summerfield.
Hey everyone, welcome to Joke at the Oak, week 14. Are you happy to be here? Yeah. Can't hear you? I can hear you now, great. So yeah, this week is our stand-up theme gig. We have 7 stand-up performed for you tonight. If that seems like a lot, do not worry, we have an interval halfway through. So if you want to go and get a drink from the bar, or run off to the toilet, or run off in tears, because you hate what you see, please feel free to. We're also collecting for Lancaster Mine tonight. We have them over there with a collection pot, so if you want to donate at any point in the night, please feel free to go over. So I'm in combat for evening, so it's my job to get you warmed up to interact with you, that kind of stuff. Hope you like that. That was weird, sorry. Anyway, so to start off with, I'm going to ask you all to shout out after 3 what your name is. If you don't know your name, my name's Jordan, so shout that out instead. 1, 2, 3. A lot of you don't know your names. That's surprising. Alright, for my next one, I'm going to ask you to shout out where you come from. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I heard a few Jordans in there as well. And now's my last one. On the count of 3, I'm going to ask you. Now we're all in this room together. We're all, so if everyone trusts me on this one and shouts it out, nobody's going to hear what anyone else says. I want you to shout out your PIN number. On the count of 3, come on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 9. Should have put this down first. Not gonna lie. So I'm going to introduce to you our first act of the night. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Jake Black.
Hello. So I was on the tube recently in London. Have we got many people from around London here today? Wow. Excellent. Right, so I was on this tube, and it was quite a packed tube, so we're all quite squished together. And I noticed that there was a girl sitting next to me who was on her phone. And being the sort of person I am, I decided to look at what she was doing on her phone. So I look over and see that she goes to a web browser, and she goes to a fan fiction website. And nice. So in my head, I'm sort of like, a fellow nerd. Let's see where this goes. And she's scrolling down this fan fiction website, and she goes to the filters, and she filters specifically for Harry Potter fan fiction. And then she filters again, specifically for Harry Potter fan fiction, just containing Hermione and Draco. And then she filters again, specifically for X-rated Harry Potter fanfiction, just containing Hermione and Draco. And to me, at this point, there's sort of 3 things wrong with this whole situation. The first one has got to be my just sort of utter disrespect to this girl, to just sort of stand there on the tube and go, what you doing there? Second is that I'm not allowed to call her out on it. I'm not allowed to stand there on this tube and go, what are you doing? You're looking at porn in public. Third thing really wrong with this situation. I think we're all thinking it. I'm the one that's going to say it. Third thing really wrong with this situation is that clearly Hermione is not with Draco. She's loyal to Ron. Thank you. Right, so we're on this tube, goes on a bit more, and gets to one of the stops, and some people get off. And some of the seats free up, and she goes and sits down right in front of me. So at this point, I'm sort of like, guess reading time's over. And tube carries on. And after a while, I look over, and I notice she's sat there. She's just doing this. Like, come on, this just really isn't okay, is it? But apparently this sort of thing is okay, because when 50 Shades of Grey came out, everyone was just reading that in public. But if I want to sit down between the person reading 50 Shades of Grey and their fan fiction and just, whap out a hentai book, apparently I'm the bad guy. You're allowed to sit there with your weird bondage book or your debauchery of a beloved wizarding franchise, But if I want to sit down with some cartoon tentacles and girls and have me a nice read, that's just not okay. So I started thinking to myself, where do we draw the line of what is and isn't okay to read in public? Because to me, you don't do it at all. But apparently society has set up this line of what's okay and what's not okay. So I was thinking to myself, where is the line? And first thing I thought of was, is it the visual element? If I have visual aids in my porn, don't laugh. So don't laugh. Is that not okay? You're not allowed to sit down on the tube and listen to the audiobook for 50 Shades, but the second I pull up the YouTube video for the sign language, I'm getting kicked off that tube. And I thought, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's the amount of sexual content that's in it. Because after a quick Google search, I discovered that roughly 80 out of 514 pages of 50 Shades of Grey are sex. So that's roughly a 15% sex ratio. That's not a ratio, that's a percentage. Does that mean for it to be genuinely okay for me to read porn in public, it's got to be genuinely believable that I'm reading my porn for the story? We're going off story, I guess, because we don't have any better segues tonight. Well, the other guys might do, I sure don't. I've got another story for you. So one time in secondary school, we were having an assembly, and for this assembly, the teacher comes up to the stage to the song Firework by Katy Perry. And I think when I say that, you sort of imagine in your head that she came up to the stage sort of like, 'cause baby you're a fart. Nope. Not how it happened. The way she came up to stage was more sort of... And then we all just had to sit there while she stood there, and the rest of the entire song played. And the full music video was on the projector screen behind her. And then she starts this assembly, and this assembly is about bullying. And I think bullying is a tough subject for teachers to tackle, because there's no real easy solution to bullying, is there? But my teacher, she reckoned she'd crack this. She'd crack bullying with one easy solution. And it was a 4-letter acronym. S-U-M-O. Sumo. What does sumo stand for, you ask? How can I solve bullying with just 4 letters? Well, sumo stood for shut up and move on. My teacher's genuine solution to bullying was, oh, well, Billy, if someone been bullying you, get over it. Fuck off. Not you guys. And also, I don't know how this linked into Firework by Katy Perry at all. But, imagine if that's how you had to deal with situations in real life. You're like, oh shit, I've been stabbed. But I can't go and tell anyone about this, because I've got to remember sumo. Even if I went to the hospital about this, it's a sign of weakness. That stabber might come back and stab me again. And the segues aren't getting any better tonight. We're just going to another thing that happened to me in secondary school. So, another time in secondary school, we were having the sex ed talk. And this was my first time ever having the actual sex ed talk. We'd had like the puberty talk. This was the first time I was ever having the actual like, here's where you put your stuff talk. And as this talk's happening, someone on the table next to us just starts, leaning back in his chair, and leaning back, and leaning back, and leaning back, until eventually he just falls all the way backwards and falls on our table. And at first, we're sort of like, aha, classic class clown, at it again. Your usual hijinks, excellent. And then we sit there for a minute more, and he's still not moving. And then he starts having this sort of seizure, and now we're getting really worried, because it's like some sort of abstinence ghost has possessed him to stop us learning about sex. And the thing that really annoyed me about this was that I know I couldn't have gotten away with that, because he was cool, and I wasn't. Because, if that happened to me, it would have been more like, oh, Jake, were you scared of the vagina? Did you faint because there was a vagina on the board? Whereas when he did it, it was more like, oh, they're mine, I was well sick. You like The Exorcist or some shit. Right, that's my last little bit. Who here was single when they came to uni? Give us a cheer. Who here thought that was going to change when they came to uni? Who here was swiftly proven wrong when they came to uni? Yeah, you know, I was like that. I was coming to uni and I thought, oh, it's going to be great because I'm going to get to uni and people are going to see how cool I am. Clearly. And you know, it's going to be great. I'm going to have a girlfriend in no time. And that's just not really the way it worked out. Because, you see, when I got to uni, I heard something that I've never heard before. Do you want to know what that was?
Yes.
Thank you. Because I was just going to leave the thing that they said to me was, you remind me of my little brother. And that wasn't just one person, that was multiple girls. And they hadn't talked to each other about it, they'd all come to the same conclusion themselves. And let's face it, guys and gals, no one wants to fuck their little brother. And if you do, give me a call, yeah? Have a good night.
Good luck, everyone. So, I'm back in my questions. I'm going to ask you another one now, and I want you all to shout out the answer, but I'm actually going somewhere with this one this time. So, the question is, what is your favourite colour in the rainbow? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Right, I didn't hear a lot of answers there, so I'm going to go around a bit. I don't know how far I can go with this wire. What's your name, sir?
Jordan.
I dread to ask, but what's your major?
Statistics.
Oh, thank God. And what colour did you get out?
I didn't get colour. I think all colours should be treated equally.
I don't. No, not. For the reasons I'll get into later. How about you, sir?
Right.
Is that the colour or the... and what's the colour you got out?
We'll go with blue.
Blue. That's a good choice. I'm wearing blue trousers, or jeans, as they're called by those in the know. Yeah, I like a lot of colours in the rainbow. You've got your red. That's a good start. Nice primary colour. You got orange, not primary, but it'll do. You got your yellow. Now we're talking. Green, personal highlight. Blue, it's the colour of the sky and sea and space. My trousers. But then we get to a little colour called indigo. What is indigo doing in the rainbow? What's it doing there? It's blue. It's blue again. That's what it's doing. It's just blue. It's just... Sorry? It's a halfway between the two. And like, you know, there's not like any other halfway colours, like orange. Indigo is basically, it's basically blue with a fake moustache. That's basically what it is. It's like the visible light spectrum's there with the guest list. Looking like, oh, it's a blue, you can come in, indigo. Look a lot like blue, but yeah, sure. And then purple. Purple's at the same visible light party. Those exist. And it sees blue calling itself indigo, thinks, I could have a fancy name. I'm not purple. I'm violet. One letter away from violent, I should say as well. So think about that. Think about it. So yeah, I mean, I've always personally found rainbows to be a bit underwhelming in general. Like, because when you're a child and you've never actually seen one before, you just see one in a colouring book and it's like this magical archway. And it's like, you know, there's colours in, you can walk on it, and you know, it's like Rainbow Road, America, and you can. But then when you see one in real life, you just look up into the sky and it's just a bit of light that can't really see. And your mum's like, Jordan, look, it's a rainbow. And you're like, yeah. It's a bit shit, isn't it? Why is blue there twice? Anyway, I'll bring on our next act of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Chloe Humphreys.
So I'm going to try not to kill myself on this wire. I've not really done this with a wire. I've done this in my room a lot with just like a pen in my hand. It's not really the same effect. But can you guys raise your hand for me or cheer or do whatever the fuck you want to do? I don't know. I can't control you. If you feel like adulthood has been missold to you. It's a good thing there's a majority, because if not, I was going to be like, oh, have any of you been missold PPR? But you've agreed with me, and I agree with you as well. I think adulthood has been missold to me, because I thought when I grew up I was going to be all like confident and sexy, like a galaxy bar. But it's kind of just like childhood was a Snickers bar, and then growing up you just became another chocolate bar. I don't know what I was talking about then. But only this time it's a bounty, so it's shit in every respect, and you're reminded about how lonely and miserable your existence is every Halloween. I at least want it to be a dairy milk, But it seems like, due to how the stars have aligned, it can't possibly be my fault, that I've turned into like a turd in a bag. Sorry, I mean Cadbury after the crap purchase. They can take away our original cream egg recipe, but they'll never take away our dreams! But yeah, it's all due to how adulthood was sold to me. It's almost as if it was sold to me like a popping candy chocolate bar. So you pick it up in the shop, hopefully not like this. This is not a way to pick up a chocolate bar. And you look at it and you go, yeah, this looks like fun, this looks great. And you start eating it and it starts popping and then it's fine. And then all of a sudden all the chocolate's gone and the mouth's still going with all the popping, and then it's like some kind of sad firework display in your mouth, like back at the local park, where even your dad can't muster up and ooh. But I think it does come down to like one key issue, and I think that's because people these days feel like they need to spell it out to us all when they're adulting. It's almost as if people want validation for doing the most simple of tasks because they're seen as adult. For me, it just kind of screams out, oh, I breathed without the help of my parents for 5 minutes. Oh, adulting. Not really. If that's just kind of a condensed form of saying, oh, today I realised that my Nectar card was missing, so I called up the operatives at the customer care, and they reassured me that within the next 3 to 5 business days, I'd receive a new one. Oh, adulting. Fuck off. If you are in the UK and you're over the age of 18, you are legally recognised as an adult. So therefore, every action you do is adulting. Every time you take out the bins, you're adulting. Every time you fart and blame it on the dog even though no one was there to witness it anyway, you're adulting. And you know what? I admit it, right? I was adulting when I watched the first 4 series of Thomas the Tank Engine back to back. Now, I see that you're judging me there, but I think you'll find that Thomas the Tank Engine is actually a dystopian thriller. It's a critique of how society will punish us for the simplest of things, even if we just step even slightly out of line. It's just done through the medium of living trains. I see some non-believers in here, so I'm going to convert you, Fat controller, more like slightly overweight autocratic figurehead, am I right? Yeah! I really was not expecting a cheer for that, I'm not going to lie. But, I'm going to give you a few case studies anyway. I'm going to take you back to Series 1, Episode 2. The sad story of Henry. Okay? So, Henry has recently had his paint job done. He's got a glistening new coat of paint. And he wants to protect it from the rain. And who wouldn't be fucking surprised in this weather? Right? So, he goes into a tunnel to protect himself. But then, a slightly overweight autocratic figurehead appears. What does he decide that Henry's punishment is? He builds a wall up to eye level, so Henry is trapped in the tunnel, so he can see out, but he can't go anywhere, and then this is shown in like other shots in further episodes, and he's just left there to kind of die. Right? That would be like me walking around a puddle in the street and then being forced to lick up every puddle I see for the rest of my life. Spillage's lickage at pre-drinks would be awful. And my second case study, Smudger, from Series 4, Episode 10. I know you remember that episode. I can see you, the way you're looking at me, you remember that episode. And it makes my heart hurt too. Smudger was but a simple train, caught for speeding several times. His punishment, he was stripped of all his train inner workings. I don't really know how it works. Especially with like the front bit, like is there a brain? I don't know, I'm not going into that. And he was turned into a generator, right? This only gets worse, right? This is Thomas the fucking Tank Engine, right? There's a landslide at the end of the episode, so Smudger is trapped behind all this rubble and shit. They end the episode with "to be continued," right? This episode was aired in 2001. We've still not got a resolution! That would be like me speeding in my car and then getting sent to prison. Yeah, that kind of works, doesn't it? Anyway, recently on a bus I saw a baby crying, and you know, it was just crying and crying and wouldn't stop for anything despite the parents' attempts. And you know, I thought to myself, you know, I feel you, baby. Not literally. I'm just gonna say not as in more of a kind of I agree with you on a kind of level that you'll never understand kind of way. But then I thought to myself, no, little baby, you're not having that. Because there's such a double standard about crying in public. Like, a baby can cry if it hasn't sucked a nipple in 2 hours, right? But if I start crying about the fact that I haven't sucked a nipple in 2 hours, it's suddenly weird and unacceptable behaviour. Well, fuck you, random cashier at Spar. Babies get it so much better. Right? Feeling a bit tired, yeah? Babies get fat. We don't get that, do we? Babies don't even have to chew their food. Why are these privileges given to us at birth? I don't know why I did that at birth. But, you know, why are we given all these privileges at birth just for them to be stripped away from us? Actually, to be fair, some of them should be stripped away from us. Case in point, back in college, one of my teachers brought in her son. He'd just started school and he was very excited about it. He was telling us all the names of his classmates, like so. There's Jacob and Charlotte and Brown Willie and Amy. There's a pause. Because everyone has heard the same thing, but nobody really knows what to do about it. So I can't bear this fucking awkward silence. So I kind of pipe up from the back going, sorry, what was that about your classmate William? And this kid just like gives me eye contact, looks at me straight in the eye and goes, well, there's 2 Willies in my class. And that's how I tell them apart. I'm not having this weird discussion about race and how you shouldn't really refer to people by their race with a 4-year-old, you know? But I don't understand why you couldn't do what we did at school and just refer to people by like a nickname or surname or shoe size. But slow burner, that, slow burner. Or is it actually a thing? I don't know. But, you know, my nickname at school was Chubby. And yeah, it did years of irreversible damage to my self-esteem. But people knew who I was and I was different to the other Chloe. The other Chloe got like really significantly better names than I did. She was Cool Chloe or Sexy Chloe or why can't the other Chloe be like this Chloe? But thank you, I've been chubby size 6.5 Chloe. Enjoy your night.
So we're going to launch straight into our final act, the first half, after which there will be an interval, probably the most attractive prospect of my comparing so far. So I'm going to point at someone in the crowd. You sir in the corner there.
I want you to start clapping, and slowly but surely I want everyone around you to start clapping as well as I bring on our next act, Jim Huxter. So you start off. Now the other people around you start up again, and more, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Jim Huxter.
Hello ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm going to kick this off with a big announcement, and I'll get it out of the way. I recently proposed to my girlfriend. Don't cheer yet. I haven't told you if she said yes. She said yes! This is probably the most onside I have ever had an audience in my first 15 seconds. Funny word, proposal. I think it kind of makes it sound like it's maybe no big deal. It's just a thing. Maybe one of many options. Like, here's a proposal. How about you and I head down to the pub, get a pint or two, then maybe go for shots at the club? Nah? Oh, no, we can do something else. Pizza? How about you and I? Now, hear me out. I propose you and I commit ourselves to each other for life in front of all our friends and family. And we'll get a legal representative to make sure it's real. Also, and here's the kicker. We put a mountain of paperwork in the way of us ever coming out of it. No? No, that's okay too. Well, we're still on for pizza, right? We've had a lot of reactions to telling people about this. We've had squeals of delight, we've had a few manly handshakes. One of my friends went, flipping heck! It's good. But my favourite of all the reactions to being told about the proposal was, oh, that was from my dad. That sounds like a joke, but it's not. You see, my mum and my dad aren't married. That's right, I'm a sin baby. But I don't mind being a right bastard. All the cool people are these days. I've seen Game of Thrones. I might be a student now, but in a year you could be looking at Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Now, I don't mean to say that our union was fated, but a prophet did foretell it at the start of university. Now, most of you will have had a Freshers' Week at Lancaster University, and I gather this is a thing that happens every year. Cast your eyes back to an assembly most of you will have had in your Freshers' Week. A bold, energetic Australian man comes on stage. You remember this guy? I don't know his name. I'll call him Bruce. This guy comes on stage and he says things like, oh, mate, university's great. You're going to drink so much, but don't drink too much. And maybe you'll do some drugs, but don't do too many. And oh, you're going to have to work. Work sucks, but it's important. He says that kind of thing, motivational stuff. But one of the things he said while I was sat next to my then friend, and then girlfriend, and then fiancé, and if things work out, then wife, he said, so some of you are going to be friends for life, right? Now turn to the person next to you. Some of you will end up marrying each other. How weird is that? Pretty weird. Thanks for making that day very awkward, Bruce. But he was right. And I could do with that wise Aussie prophet now more than ever. You see, we've been looking at houses, and the housing market is very difficult to predict. If he could tell us when to buy a one-bedroom house, that would be handy. Now, so as I say, the man was right, and not long after that, I made my move. I asked her out, and I did so through the medium of a love letter. Which see, this is what people say, and I tell them. They say it's adorable or romantic, but to be honest, I just did it because I was scared shitless. I couldn't stand the thought of seeing the look of rejection. I prefer an email of rejection. So I can file it in my folder marked disappointment. Also, I've had a look back at this letter, because of course we still have it, and it doesn't paint me in the best light. I've changed since the start of uni in some ways. It did say, words to the effect of, and this is only half a joke, it did say, I should have said that afterwards, it has said, words to the effect of, I imagine my perfect partner would be a female clone of myself. But you like Pokemon, so that's a good start. That's only half a joke. That's what I meant to say now. Still, I I'd take the awkward love letter over online dating any day. This is a world I've only looked at from afar, and I don't understand Tinder. See, the thing about Tinder was created as a hookup app for people who wanted to sleep with each other, to have one-night stands. Sure, that's why the primary thing you judge people on is their appearance, and why the things you list underneath are your hobbies, your sexual preferences, and what STDs you have. You know, because people like to collect them all. But then Tinder moved into a new audience. People looking not just for sex, but probably that too, but for love. Looking for romantic partners for life. I don't know why they chose Tinder, presumably because it's free and convenient. And if you're looking for love, you want two things. You don't want it to break the bank, and you want to be able to do it on the low. Problem is, I don't think... How can a dating service accommodate these kinds of people, both of these kinds of people? People looking for a shag, and people looking for a family and a loving future for sort of 20 to 60 years. What's the first date going to be like when those two meet? So, what are you into? Oh, you know, I like a guy who likes long walks on the beach, sense of humour. Oh, he's got to be able to get on with my mum and dad. Oh, and most of all, if I wake up in the middle of the night because I had a bad dream, he's got to be okay with me waking him up too. What about you? I was thinking you could just squeeze my ass and we'd go from there. I'll say this for online dating. It makes the process of dating much easier. It was something that terrified me at secondary school. Though, much like ghosts, romance was scary but didn't exist, at least for me. But I sure wished it did. For me, falling in love was essentially a weekly event. If a girl asked me to pass her the felt tips, I'd already be picturing us investing in a sandwich toaster together. If a girl accepted my Facebook friend request, I was already thinking of the degrees I'd be disappointed to see our future son-in-law study. And, this is a big one, if a girl didn't make fun of my clothes on non-uniform day, you can bet that I'd see myself at the age of 90 in a rare moment of clarity against my constantly foggy mind, picturing her as the girl I fell in love with all those years ago. Oh wait, she just said Pokemon is for babies. Never mind. Who's next? My timetable looks something like 9 o'clock, PE. 9:50, fall in love watching a netball match. 10 o'clock, ICT. 10:30, fall in love with a girl who already knew how to alphabetize bullet points. 12 o'clock, lunch. Fall in love with a girl who ordered the same topping on a jack of potato as me. 1 o'clock, English. Get strangely turned on by the way that girl delivered Lenny's voice when reading aloud. Oh. She could tell me about the rabbits all day long. I remember the first time I felt a tingle down there. And I don't mean in my heart. It was in a science lesson. And this annoys me. Because some people have these exciting, dramatic sexual awakenings. I imagine. It wasn't while seeing Beyonce in concert, or Lara Croft, or the fish with lips from Shark Tale. And it wasn't Amy the Hedgehog from Sonic, or Rouge the Bat from Sonic, or Blaze the Cat from Sonic, or Carl the Echidna from Sonic, or Knuckles the Echidna from Sonic, or Eggman from Sonic, or Sonic from Sonic. Neither was it Mario from Sonic. No, it was in a lesson on reproduction, and not the sexy bits. For there are some sexy bits to reproduction, they're just all bookended at the beginning. We were learning about the bit where the sperm reaches the egg, very much the key part to reproduction. And that's when it happened, which is annoying, because sperm and eggs aren't sexy. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion, but that's what I think. Imagine the phone sex. You don't have to, because I'm going to simulate it right now. Don't worry, there won't be any masturbating. Not from me, anyway. Oh, what are you doing right now? Oh, baby. Sorry, poor choice of words. Oh. Oh, lovely. I'm sending thousands of my little white, millions in fact, of my little white gametes up your vaginal canal. Thousands collide with the side, killed in a moment. A lucky few hundred reach the atrium, where waits their prize, the egg, apparently a perfect knobbly sphere. A few of the lucky brothers get to borrow, but only one can make it all the way. They borrow, and then... Doesn't do it for me, if I'm honest. If anything, that would turn me off. But listen, see, it annoys me that this was when puberty decided to hit, I think. When I found out all the nitty-gritty, it's as if my body was saying to me, right, there's what you need to know, get out there and do it, fucko! So, I did, but not for a socially appropriate but also cool number of years. Thank you. Thank you. I've been Jim Huxley.
So let's go on. Right, so now we're going to have a 15 to 20 minute interval. Just a reminder that Lancaster Mind are in the third row over here, so if you want to donate, please go over and do so. And go to the bar, get a drink, go to the toilet, and see you after that. Welcome back to your compere, Jordan Summerfield! Hi again, it's me again. Welcome back to the second half of Joke at the Oak. We've got 4 acts in this half, so it's not really a half, is it? It's a bit weighted in this direction. So, who here's in love? Anyone here in love? Give me a cheer. That's really depressing. Those of you that are don't really sound like you're very into it. And at least somebody here is engaged, so... is anyone here doing anything special for Valentine's Day? Because after all, it is the month. Oh, I would ask. There's a lot of yeses around. I would ask about Pancake Day, but I feel I could make an educated guess for that one. Who said yes? Hello, what's your name? Jackie, and what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
It's my birthday the next day, so I'm going out for my birthday.
Aww. That's just as lovely. Anyone else?
I mean, we're all going out for Jackie's birthday.
Very nice. Anyone on this side? You, sir, what's your name?
Hi,
Yeah, what's your name, sir?
Eddie.
Hi, Eddie. Are you doing anything for Valentine's Day?
I don't know, might be going for a meal or something.
Oh. Who with?
Just me.
Oh. Nice. Anyone on this side? Sir, what's your name?
My name's Kyle.
Kyle, hello. What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Probably going for a meal or something.
Who with?
Eddie.
Where?
It's somewhere in town.
When?
Valentine's Day.
See you there. I've got plans for Valentine's Day. I'm talking about that, I don't really. I wasn't expecting you to take that seriously. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not bitter about that, which you can tell because I'm bringing it up here. No, I hate Valentine's Day. Yeah, I hate it. It's just consumerism, isn't it? It's just a consumerist kind of exploitation of a feeling, love. It's nothing like my favourite holidays. Christmas, Halloween, and my birthday. Am I right, sir? Yes, I am. That's all I need. So I'm going to bring on my next act now. Please welcome to the stage, Cesar.
Okay, it's not actually Cesar. Well,
I mean, it is, because you spell it like that. You spell it like Cesar, like the salad, but you actually pronounce it like with a TH, the C's, like a TH. Can we all try to pronounce it, please? It's Cesar. Come on. No, not quite. Again, it's like a C, but it's a TH. So, okay, Cesar? Come on. Almost. Okay, how can I? Oh, yeah. Let's try to say the. Sar? Nice! Cesar? God fucking damn it! Come on, you have to at least try. Especially white people, if you don't do this, you're racist. Okay, Cesar? Moving on, my name is John. Well, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what a name. That's horrible. That's awful. Why in the world do you have that name? Well, before you ask, my parents do love me. Second, I have this name because I'm Spanish. Yeah, big surprise, I'm Spanish. This is actually my accent. I don't have deficiency in the tongue. And this is actually my hair. I don't try to hide any big octopus or the great Cthulhu or something like that. And you'll see, what's the stand-up about? Well, it's exactly about that. Me, a Spaniard, living in this wonderful country known as Great Britain. It's awful. You say, why? Well, have you seen Doctor Who? Yeah. Of course you have, they're British. It was a rhetorical question. Well, in Doctor Who, there's this thing called perception filter. My Hispanic acts as a perception filter. Every time I say something, you British will hear something else. For example, if I say, hi, my name is Cesar, nice to meet you, what you'll actually hear will be, hello, my name is Íñigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepare to die! You can understand that it's very painful, but that's still just like a good example. A worse example will be this, for example. The other day, I said example a lot, right? The other day, I was with this girl and I literally just told her this. And hey, we should meet on Friday to finish the assignment. What she actually heard was, hello, my British flower. I want to make you my lover. Come with me. Let's run away. Let's cross the ocean. Let's go to Mexico. I can work as a torero. I will kill bulls with my bare hands and my naked chest. And you can say Ollie to me. And in the afternoon, we can go to the beach. And I can make love to you while we drink tequila. On Friday. I still have no idea how to tell her to cancel those tickets to Mexico. But apart from my perception filter, which is a pain in the butt, I have another problem. People assume things about me, only because I'm Spaniard. Well, things well, maybe, but the one that pisses me off the most is that people think that I'm a Catholic. I'm not a Catholic. Well, sorry. I'm not a Catholic! That's what I was trying to say. And you'll say, but how is this a problem? Well, I mean, people assume that I'm a Catholic, but I'm not, because, okay, I get it. My father is a Catholic, my mother is a Catholic, my sister is a Catholic, my brother is a Catholic, my dog is a Catholic. Well, I guess there's a pattern, but I'm not a Catholic, I swear. So the thing is, I was in Freshers Week the other day. Well, the other day, you know when Freshers Week happened. So it was in Freshers Week, and this happened. I was just speaking Spanish for some reason. I don't know what I said exactly. I said, tortilla, paella, todos, ole, something like that. The minute I say something in Spanish, I feel someone grabbing me from my back, like kidnapping me, and the next thing I know, I'm in front of the Catholic Society desk, and they're like, hi! Thank you for joining us, Spanish fellow! Whoa! I'm Spanish, but I'm not a Catholic. So you are? You're Spanish? No. I'm Spanish, but I'm not a Catholic. Well, my mom is, my father is, but that's not the point. Are you sure you're from Spain? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Are you sure you're not from Morocco? I mean, they're kind of close. You might have been confused. No. 100% Spaniard. Oh yeah? Prove it. What are you doing? saying? Oh yeah, I was trying to prove something, yeah. I was like, you're truly a Spaniard. Yeah, run away. Well, so, sorry guys. First for showing you my horrible body. I guess I should have warned you, but what do I say? A trigger warning on my body. But I'm really sorry because I'm not the Spaniard you thought I was. Sorry. I don't like paella. I don't know how to cook it. I'm not this Latino passionate lover. I don't like football. I don't know how to dance flamenco properly. I do respect the Spanish Inquisition! So, yeah. Sorry guys, I'm not the Spaniard that you thought I was. Well, moving on. Quantum physics. Right? They're super interesting. Oh shit. Sorry guys, siesta time, I must go.
Not the only person you're going to see rip open their shirt today. Just realised I'm wearing a jumper. Okay. So to introduce our next act, please welcome to the stage, Tim.
Hello. Well, this is the first time I have performed stand-up here, and unfortunately, this is not a tear-off shirt. So. Well, you probably can't tell from my accent because you're bigoted northerners, but I'm from Birmingham.
Midland doesn't exist.
Okay. I've been there. Couple of times. Anyway, I'm from Birmingham, and most people up here can't tell. Like, to most people up here, I'm a southerner. And it kind of annoys me because I'm a Midlander, even though, you know, that's not really something to shout home about. You know, mainly because most people at home are complaining about the fact they're Midlanders. Or at least where I come from in Birmingham, they tend to be complaining about the fact they're from Birmingham. You know, Birmingham is an interesting place because, you know, it rains about 10 times less than it does here in Lancaster, as evidenced by today. But the people are about 10 times as shitty. I hope no one here is from Birmingham. So, yeah, brilliant. No one else is from Birmingham, so I can claim that. Is anyone else from the West Midlands? Yay. You know, it's so rare I see people from the West. Is anyone from the Midlands? Full stop. Just, not that many more people. Right. This is going well. So, anyone from up north? Is anyone from down south? Is anyone anywhere? Is anyone from where northerners call south? Which, just for those of you who don't know, northerners call anything southern of Penrith south. So, yeah, apparently I'm a southerner. But I'm adjusted to that. And you know, Birmingham, there's the stereotype that we're lazy. And I can attest to that as well. Did you know that we have a nickname for our city? That nickname is Brum. Our nickname for our city is Brum. So, Brummies are so lazy that they thought 2 was too many extra syllables for them to wrap their lips around. Like, anyway. Although, I do have to say that I have an attachment to Birmingham because, you know, I lived there for 18 years. And it's just a little thing. And also my cat's there. Like, that's pretty important. You know, they may have a brand new revamped library, but my cat's there. So, you know, I prefer my cat. Does anyone here own a pet? Yeah. Brilliant. We've got some pet owners. Anyone, you know, pets are funny. Well, cats are funny. I've never owned a dog. I've got some fish. Don't really do much. Never owned an armadillo. What other pets are there? That's about it, isn't it? That's, you know, nuclear alligator. I don't know. Some weird pets. But my cat's down there. Cats are funny. Like, they can take over your life. My cat over Christmas stopped eating. Oh no! He stopped eating. Oh no! What are we gonna do about it? We're gonna raid the cupboards, go find something, go and get that cat some food. The cat has got to eat. And he wouldn't eat anything. So, in a fit of insanity, I decided I would sing to him. I thought I'd sing to my cat. And when I wrote this, I forgot that I don't know how to sing. So, yeah, don't judge me. I've given you cat food. I've given you treats. You've given me nothing except heartache, and you're not stuffing your cheeks. I'm begging you sweetly. I'm not going to get down on my knees. Oh, please, eat for me. And I held out my arm, held out my hand, and finally ate his food. And he must have enjoyed it too, because he gave me 3 mice for Christmas. They were very tasty. You know, we seem to be living in a much more politically correct society nowadays. So there's a lot going around nowadays, a lot of these terms. I really wish I could carry a dictionary around called terms I don't understand, so I can just look them up. One I recently learned was cultural appropriation. Anyone heard of this? Cultural appropriation? Now, I understand it. I get what it means. But I think some people take it a little bit too far. Like, I mean, if your friend dresses up in blackface for Halloween and tries to justify it by saying he's come as his broken telly, then, you know, fair enough, you're going to call him out, aren't you? But some people take it a bit too far. Like, the other day I went to a takeaway, I ordered a burrito, my friend ordered fish and chips. We sat down and he said, you know, you shouldn't have ordered that burrito. I said, what? Something dodgy about burrito. Fish and chips better. What? And he said, no, because it's cultural appropriation. What? Cultural appropriation, the adoption of elements of a minority culture by the majority culture. Okay, Google. What precisely about me eating this burrito here? Why is this cultural appropriation? Should it be misappropriation? You know, get your terminology right. But after silencing his phone, which had popped up, he said, well, it's because you're taking Mexican culture, aren't you? It's Mexican food and you're misappropriating it. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise that this stereotype you've associated with Mexico, about them all eating burritos and tacos and probably wearing sombreros, you little racist. I didn't realise that was cultural appropriation. I'm so sorry. I've offended the people of Mexico by misappropriating a dish, which you may not know, but actually comes from Tex-Mex cuisine. So I guess it's technically American. So it's a majority culture adopting elements of another majority culture, which I don't know what that is. And you're saying by eating fish and chips, which is Dutch street food that was brought to Britain by Jewish immigrants, you're not culturally appropriating either. Who's Google now? You know, there's a lot of good nights out you have here at Lancaster, I hope. To be honest, kind of have mediocre nights out everywhere. It's no different in Birmingham. Anyone been on a night out in Birmingham? No. Yeah, it's not great. I wouldn't travel for it. But You know, the thing I've noticed since I've been here, we have a flat where I'm kind of a heavyweight, right? And we have a couple of girls who we all drink in the kitchen together, but they like to get ready. They spend about 3 hours getting ready, 6 hours getting ready, and they spend a long time getting ready. But during that time, they drink. Now, during the time I'm not getting ready, because I'm a man, I spend those 6 hours just, doing some work, playing a game, not doing much. I don't really drink until we all get together in the kitchen. So when we all get together in the kitchen, they've been putting their makeup on, and it looks crazy. Oh my God, what? They've been drinking, putting a bit of makeup on, drinking, putting a bit more makeup on. Meanwhile, I'm completely sober and looking at I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. An ogre. I don't know. And you may say, as a guy who's never worn makeup in his life, I don't have a right to comment. But I've never flown a helicopter in my life, and if I saw a pilot crash a helicopter into a tree, I reckon I could still say, dude fucked up. One good thing about Night Cell up here I've found is that somehow I pull quite well up here. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I was going to say I don't really know why. The only conclusion I've come to is maybe as you go further up north, standards drop. Maybe there's a correlation. And judging by the fact that I asked who's northerners, and yeah, I'm going to die tonight. It's funny because I'm in Cartmel, which is a little bit dodgy to pull from. Yeah, okay, furnace. But you can't walk there. Haha. First of all, it's not in town. I saw this YouTube video the other day, top tips for Lancaster University student life. I'm from Bowland! Don't go to Cartmel or Lonsdale because they're in the town, no one knows where they are. Well, I've been to Cartmel and Lonsdale, and they are very much on campus, in town. But the funny thing is that no one knows where Cartmel is. So when they've gone there drunk, they can't find their way back to their college. When you wake up after a night out, the first thing you want them to say is not really, where the hell am I? Can you give me directions? It's more along the lines of, okay, I'm just going, bye. Nice night, never see you again. Bye, lock the door. But I had to give them directions. So I had to walk all the way to their college and then walk all the way back to my college, like some kind of sleazy Google Maps. I got to know the campus really well, but it's really dodgy. And one time I walked past this guy on the way there, and then I walked past the same guy on the way back. I must have thought I was going back for round 2. I think there's always an air of regret around Nights Out. Sometimes you regret it, sometimes she regrets it. Mostly you both regret it. You notice it's never mutual appreciation of the amazing night of love making you both enjoyed from each other the night before. It's never that. But I think the crowning jewel of embarrassment was when I woke up in town having slept with a third year. Wasn't a good thing, right? And I got up and I realised, oh no, I've forgotten the name. Now I'm a traditionalist. I believe that when you've slept with someone, you should probably remember their name. Just a little bit of respect, right? Yeah. So I panicked a little bit. Oh no, what am I going to do when she gets up? When she gets up, oh no. So I snuck out of bed, went downstairs, had an idea, went through the post. I can't call it the occupier. So I went to a laptop. Holy fuck, what is this? Well, night. I made us both breakfast and I thought, okay, I'll wait for it. I've got this. And she got up. Oh no, what year are you in? Oh no, what did I do? Oh no! And I said, don't worry, homeowner. It's all going to be okay. I've been Simple Park, thank you very much.
Right, okay. I'm in my third year now of university. I don't look a day over 12. Anyway, yes, I'm in my third year. Is anyone here in their first year? Nobody on this side of the room. That's strange. I'd like to offload some of my dread onto you. I'd like to say that now that we're in second term, you're 1/9 of your way through your undergrad. Like, 8 more of those. 8 more of those. And you'll either be 9/9 or 9/12. Think about that. Anyone in their second year? As of next week, you'll be halfway done. But yes, I've been feeling very old recently, and I'm 20. I'm not just 20, but I have a late birthday in the year, so I have no right to say that when I know a lot of people in the room are older than me. It's quite sad, really. On nights out, everyone's been getting slightly more and more energetic, and I've just been standing there like, yeah. I was out last night. I've got the sugar stamp right there. So, as if it's entered my bloodstream. Probably the alcohol probably has. Don't know about the stamp though. I'm gonna bring on my next act now. That is the worst segue of the night. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my next act now. Please give it up for Ollie.
I'm Ollie Hill. This is actually my first set ever. A lot of people there cheering the fact that I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Well, because this is my first set, I decided I wanted it to be meaningful. I wanted to talk about things like culture, politics, what people are thinking. But I looked over it just before I came out, and I realised 90% of it is about wanking. just for so you can know what's going to go on for the rest of the set. I've got my prompts on my hand here. It starts with wanking 1, wanking 2, wanking 3, social inequality, that's a good one. Then wanking 4. And the more eagle-eyed ones of you will have noticed that I have degrades with women also written on my hand. That's actually got nothing to do with this, it's just a tattoo. Well, there's actually a really funny story behind that, but this isn't the time for it. So let's start off with wanking 1. So the other day I was on a porn site and I saw a video called "Oops, I fucked my son 7." At that point, it's not really an accident, is it? Fuck your son once, everyone makes mistakes. Fuck your son twice, things are getting a bit iffy. Fuck your son 7 times, that's a hobby. You start to buy equipment exclusively for fucking your son. You start going on holidays exclusively for the activity of son fucking. And you mention it in passing to your parents, and for the next 5 birthdays and Christmases, they'd exclusively buy you presents related to son fucking. Merry Christmas, dear. Oh, thanks, Mum. Why'd you get me a lube? It's for when you fuck your son, dear. But Mum, I did that by accident. Now, some people will not like this set because they disagree with porn because it degrades women. But did you know that porn is one of the very few industries that actually pays women more than it pays men? So remember, So remember, I'm not masturbating over the woman with 4 cocks in her mouth. I'm masturbating over the future feminist utopia. That woman with no cocks represents. Now, some people aren't as strong feminists as me. For example, there's a community called NoFap. This is a group of people on the internet who believe that not wanking gives you superpowers. Usually these superpowers are talking to women, but so, I kind of think they might have a point though, because who's the one person you can think of who's probably never wanked? The Pope. By all accounts, that dude can speak to God. Now, I do wish I could talk about something other than wanking. But it's all I'm capable of talking about. Like, it makes things quite hard for me romantically. I bought an Amazon Alexa a while ago just to practice talking to women. It's a fucking baptism of fire. So rude. Like, the other day, I said to her, Alexa, play Mr. Brightside, because sometimes I get a little stutter in my voice. And she came right back at me with, sorry, I could not find Mr. Brightside. Now, I realise how intensely middle class it is of me to complain that my robot is getting sassy with me. And to be fair, I had a little realisation about that recently. So, a little bit of backstory. I come from Warwickshire, where basically, thank you, not fans of the audience. And basically, there's a big divide between private and grammar school people like me and others. And so I was in the Spoons over the winter holiday, and there was just a massive divide. There was all the working class people on one side and all the middle class people on the other side. It was like a primary school disco, but instead of being separated by hormones, they were being separated by years of negative conservative economic policy. So the only place that people actually mixed was in the toilet. And so at one point, I needed to go for a wee, so I went, and I saw 2 quite chatty guys in there talking. And I kind of immediately dismissed them, But so I went to the toilet and I heard them talking, and they were talking about the same things I'd been thinking about all night. How there's just a big separation socially between the haves and the have-not, and you're not allowed to speak to anyone outside the group. And they summed it up perfectly when one of them said, "Dude, there's such a fucking class divide here." And so I finished my wee. I went over to them. I was like, "I don't want to be a part of this." So I went up to them and said, "Excuse me, don't you mean class divide?" And then they stabbed me. Back to wanking then. So I was on a porn site recently. Different porn site, different night. Like to mix it up. And I got an ad directed at gay people. Now, I'm not gay, but do they know something I don't? I know it's all done through, these algorithms that look at what sites you've been on recently, and for example, I've been watching a lot of Simpsons clips on YouTube, and so I got suggested a Simpsons box set. The thing that worries me though is that it's had another look at what I'm looking at and decided the next thing for me is cock. And the thing is, I've really been enjoying that Simpsons box set. So I'm going to do for my last bit, I'm going to do the old, stand-up adage, which is finish on your best bit about wanking, which is the story of my saddest wank. Now, I'm a big football fan and I support Aston Villa. I wish that wasn't important to the story, but it is. And I have a lot of little traditions that I do pre-match. For example, at the moment, in order to make sure Villa win, I decided to like every player's post on Instagram just to give them that little pre-match morale boost they need to win. And so when I was 15, I went on holiday with my family, and it was quite close quarters all week, so I didn't really have an opportunity to wank. And Villa played twice in that week, and won both games. So a little light bulb went off in my head. I thought, maybe if I don't wank, then I will win. And so for the last 6 weeks of the season, I didn't wank at all, except a little, celebratory wank after every win. And then I went on an amazing run. We avoided relegation. It was completely turned our season around. And I was really happy about my contribution to the team, And then over the summer, my dog got sick. And, it was tough for me because she was really sick and, I've had her since I was 9. And, I couldn't really imagine life without her. And so I made a deal with whatever wank god was up there that if I didn't masturbate, it would keep my dog alive. And so for the next month, I didn't wank. And, my dog didn't get any better, she didn't get any worse. And I realised I'd got myself into a situation where either my dog, my best friend in the world, was going to die, or I would never wank again. And thank fuck my dog died. I don't know what it's doing.
It's quite odd how one of the largest applauses of the night was on the words "the great women." So I'm about to bring on our final stand-up of the night, and for this one, I'll be doing some character work. For most of the night, I've been your compere Jordan Summerfield, but for this final act, I'll be playing the role of mic stand. Please welcome to the stage, McKenzie.
Welcome to the comedy show, have a good old time. I see all your faces and you're all looking fine. You sir in the back there, show me that lovely smile. And you know we don't want you. The point is this should be fun, I'm so glad you could see it. Now I'll let you all in on a little comedian secret. It's too late to ask for your money back, especially because this gig was free. Even if you have a terrible time, you still have to sit and watch me. Watch me do comedy. Do comedy. Yeah! I give you the impression I want you to have a good time. I really don't care as long as I'm making that sweet time. And to think of it, I don't get paid for this. Shit, why am I doing it? Now I care that you're having a good time. What I said before this was a lie. I'm going to ignore the looks of hate and rage. Just please don't throw me off the stage. Welcome to Spider, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to need to ask my mic stand to come back. Where's he gone? Thank you. Just stand there and look pretty. You know how. Anyway, actually, no, I'm going to take this. You can stay there. I've been a comedian for a little while now, and it's a pretty demanding job. There have been comedians for centuries. I don't know. Since about the Middle Ages, when if no one had any practical skills, if they couldn't do anything, but they had a funny enough face, they could get a job. And the same thing applies today, really. Being a comedian is pretty hard though, but what I respect is a comedian with a message. Someone that can convey something through their act. And I have a message, but I'll get onto that a little later on. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the comedians that I admire. For example, look at Billy Connolly, a great comedian. A great comedian, and his message is that not all Scotsmen want to beat you up. Another comedian, Michael McIntyre. Fantastic. Are you Michael McIntyre? Yes! No, Michael McIntyre has inspired everyone else in the world that also looks a bit like a potato. And even our compere here, Mike Stand, Jordan Summerfield, he's got a wonderful message that everything's pretty much shit, right? Well, that was the gist of it, I think. But, no, it's pretty hard. But tell you what isn't hard? Acting. Comedians for beginners, right? I say that as an actor as well, don't worry. But anyone else who does acting will know that there's a secret to it, isn't it? There's a real secret to it. And the secret is, it's just lying. That's all it is. You just go on stage and you lie. If you're a good liar, you're a good actor. And actually, I've written a song about that because there's really something that you can do to become a good actor, and that's just lie through your bloody teeth. And if you pick something that doesn't mean anything to you, and just pretend it means something to you, then you can act your heart out. Play the music, please. This is going to be really sad. Be prepared for this. Especially you. When you eat a Jaffa cake, do you bite right into the middle there? It's people like you that spoil it. Eat a Jaffa cake. You gotta eat your way around it, and the last thing you eat's the orange bit. It's a horrible thing that's plagued our lives for centuries. Everyone knows, everyone hates these people that are ruining Jaffa cakes for all of us. I won't stand for it anymore. Neither should any of you. When you eat a Jaffa cake, do you bite right into the middle bit? It's people like you that spoil it. When you eat a Jaffa cake, you gotta eat your way around it, and the last thing you eat's the middle bit. The last thing you eat's the orange bit. The last thing you eat's the orange bit. Now that we're talking about emotions and everything, ignore what's happening right here. Now that we're talking about emotions, we get to the emotional part of the evening. I have some emotions that I'd like to share. My lovely girlfriend is in the audience. Hello. We got together a little over a year ago. Happy relationship and all that, I think. Yeah, I think. But we got together rather instantly, so I missed the whole dating stage of everything. In fact, I've never dated. I've not understood what any of it's really about, ever. I've always wondered what dating is really about. Here, hold this. I've always wondered what dating is really about, because, like I say, I missed it, and you really tend to overthink a lot of things when you're dating, from the very beginning of the process, getting ready, to, going on the date, and then what happens after the date. I've always wondered what it's like, and I think it's probably a little bit like this. It's not really like that though, is it? In fact, that was pretty outdated doing that. I just realised that's not what dating's like anymore. Dating's changed. We live in a modern era, a technological era. So I think that now things are probably a little bit more like this. So it's a lot better now, really. 21st century. Everyone's getting laid. Speaking of the 21st century, it's not all great, is it? People have got tremendously shitter, come to think of it. Sorry, everyone in the 21st century. I'm one too. No, but people have changed quite a lot. Because people often think that they can just do whatever they like, and it's really quite annoying. So I've written a song about... Just giggle. I've written everything so far. Alright. Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. Anyway, I've written a song about why people in the 21st century just... You can't say whatever you think you want to say. Please, play the music. It's a bit of a happier one. A bit more upbeat. You can sway along if you like. Has someone ever made you feel angry? Made you feel like you want to scream? But it's inappropriate to throttle them or tell them what you really mean. You can't say, go fuck yourself. It's really rude to say that in public. You can't say, fuck off and suck a dick. Even if someone is really asking for it, don't say, I'll rip off your tits. Someone may be pushed in front of you to get on the bus. You can't say, I'm gonna kill your kids, because society won't allow for it. Have you ever thought about taking a softer approach to things? There are ways to be mad without committing verbal harassment. Just say, excuse me, miss. You seem to have pushed in front of me, but that's okay. And she'll say, I'm sorry, my mistake. And then things are closer to being okay. And then you pull out your knife. Don't let her run away, or you're much faster than her. And now they're stabbing her in the chest. People running, children screaming, you're loving it. You might not think this is the best way to solve the conflict, but you would be wrong, you schmuck, because this way you don't need to say fuck. I don't really know what I was thinking about right now. So I went a bit on a tangent there, but I'm glad you all put on brave faces throughout it, especially you, sir. Speaking of brave faces, actually, remember when I was talking about acting earlier and how it's all easy and shit? I don't think I actually finished my my point I was making there, because I was approaching a point and then I got distracted by the silly song that I wrote. But really, we all act, is my point. We all act every day, because things happen to us, sometimes beyond our control, that we can't stop and we just carry on living. And is it right to just carry on living through things like that? I don't know. Ignore this. Professional. Double professional. kick the sound desk. No, but people really, they just react to things unnaturally. And it's not anyone's fault. We're all told to do it from a young age. And I've written a song about that, about how it's really easy to just put on a brave face when things are going wrong. Play the music, please. I'll bring it back down a peg. But I'm still smiling. Everything's okay. I promise. When you see your parents die by getting chopped up into a wood chipper, so you have to grow up to be a stripper. When you see your dog explode, that's a problem some of us have to deal with. Little dog chunks hang from the ceiling. But is it right to smile through all of these kind of things that happen to you? Is it right to smile through all the horrible things in your life? Because we're all human creatures and it's fundamental for humans to react to things. Some things happen to us and we can't control them, and it's alright to just let out some emotion sometimes. It's alright to just feel what you're feeling, and no one should tell you otherwise. You should be afraid of what other people say to you. When everything goes wrong, it's okay to react because of it. Not everyone who's crying is faking it. Don't miss the point of this song. Even past the jokes and silly rhymes, it's okay to cry sometimes. And that's the message, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay to cry sometimes. It's okay to cry sometimes. I think it's very fitting that we have Lancaster Mind in today. Please give whatever you can to them because they're a tremendous charity and they do wonderful things. But I wanted to end the evening, because we're coming to a close now, with something a little more upbeat and something a little more happy. So I want to share with you something fantastic that I saw on the internet a few days ago. It's not porn. No, it was something really great. You see, deaf people sometimes can't hear things. Yeah. Deafness. Something that we all kind of take for granted is music in our lives. Love a bit of music from time to time, but deaf people can't enjoy that. And I saw something really beautiful. It was someone doing a sign language dance to a song. And it was for deaf people, so deaf people can enjoy songs. And it was something really moving, something that I wanted to give a try for some reason. So enjoy this. Hit the music, please.
Well, thank you all for coming tonight. That's the end of the gig. Can we please give it up for all our acts again? Jake. If you're free in 2 weeks' time, we have a Disney gig coming up. It's a Disney themed gig, so if you're interested in that kind of thing, please do come along again. Thank you for coming, and have a good night.